Today we're taking the Smoke Monster for a drive. Stick around. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage, and today we are taking the Smoke Monster out on the road, talking about how it's running and what's going to happen next with this car. And I'll be honest with you, the thing is running great. I've been driving it the last couple days. Everything's pretty much sorted out on it. All the electrical issues have been solved. All of the issues that we had with the lifters and crap like that, all of it has been sorted out. The thing is running like a beast. I mean, this thing gets up and goes. It is scary fast, and I'm having a blast. But winter is right around the corner, and there's a couple things that I want to get knocked out before winter actually hits us. Some of the big ones are going to be, I'm looking at taking the fuel pump situation and converting it from a parallel dual fuel pump to a series dual fuel pump, where the secondary pump comes on whenever we need the extra pressure. There's no reason that I can tell right now for us to be running both of the high pressure pumps. We've got a pump in the tank that is a lift pump, and then we've got two in a surge tank that are 340s or 355s, I can't remember. The thing's good for over 1,400 horsepower. Obviously, we're only making around 800 to 900 horsepower. We don't need all of that right now. Now, whenever this thing is set up for flex fuel and E85, so whenever we run E85 and we have the injectors to run E85, then we might run into a situation where we get into low fuel pressure, and because of that, we'll go ahead and set up the secondary fuel pump to kick on and just run one of the fuel pumps in the surge tank. That'll lighten up the load on the electrical system because this thing just takes so many amps to run with all the electronics on it. For a 1972 car, it's just mind-blowing. You know, we've got the 250 amp alternator in here, and we're right now we're idling at 14 amps, so we're not doing bad, but you know, it could always be optimized. Whenever we do that installation, though, we're going to go ahead and use one of the CAN bus remote I/O modules that Holley put out that allows us to have like 8 additional I/O, and we'll set up triggers and go through all the programming side of it. On top of it, we still have to hook up that amperage meter, or the capacitance meter for the battery, so we can see how many amps the system is actually pulling. And that's just more of an informational kind of thing. But as far as operational wise, the Smoke Monster is just a beast. It runs great. Everything's I've upgraded the coolant system and cut out the core support to get more air through the radiator. Yeah, baby. She rides great. She drives great. Might be a little bit softer than I'd like it for road duty. It's still set up for, drag racing right now. So a lot of weight transfer, separation of the rear is what it's designed to do. All those kinds of things. So we'll see. I haven't adjusted, I've got double adjustable QA1s front and rear. I could firm up a lot of this and make it ride a little bit stiffer. And honestly, the front needs to be dropped down a little bit still anyways, but those are pretty low on the priority list. And just like that, she just tears the drag radials loose. Just full on spins them. And the nice thing about it is there's no hop. Every once in a while I can get into a little bit of wheel hop on the back axle. Has more to do with the surface than anything as far as I can tell. But the car's just sorted out so well. I'm really anxious to get it to the track next year. And I think about the only thing that I'd really want to do on it is put a gear vendor for overdrive, because we got those 411s in there right now. So obviously this thing turns a lot of RPMs. We're doing 40 miles an hour at 2,000 RPMs in second gear. So, it's definitely turning a lot of RPMs because of that. Now remember, this thing actually has mufflers on it. Granted, it's not the most quiet mufflers on the face of the planet. That's probably my biggest complaint for driving around right now, is that it's just so absurdly loud, even with mufflers. I couldn't imagine how loud this motor would be with, you know, turn downs, you know, header collectors and turn downs, because it is ridiculous loud as is right now. Almost wish it was a little bit more quieter, but honestly, the exhaust, only so much of the noise. The engine itself is just, I mean, I don't know if you can hear it. Idling here, it is just whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, it is a rowdy big block. Loving the fact that I went with the big naturally aspirated big block on it. And I think if we were ever to do any kind of power adder, we would probably just throw a 300 shot of nitrous on it and be done with it. But we got to see what it runs naturally aspirated first. Other than that, it's dirty, you know. It's been sitting in storage and it needs some work in a couple small spots, but she's just a blast to bring out and drive every once in a while. Out of the rear from the anti-roll bar. That's to be expected. You're tying a solid axle into the body, you know, but 99% of the time things just nice, smooth. I love this car. Love this car. This is the exact opposite of the Super Auto, which I completely despise because that truck does nothing but cause me grief. I finally got that thing running today after fixing all the fire damage on it and backed it out of the garage. It was running great. I was going to pull it back in the garage and be done for the day for my doctor's appointment today, and ended up doing like 5 or 6 tune adjustments on it. So I sat there and ran it longer than I thought. Well, I had invented the crankcase, and of course it pushed out the front main seal and started spewing oil everywhere. It's always something with that thing, but you know, what are you going to do? At least the Nova's running great. So that's about it for the Smoke Monster right now. Keep your eyes peeled. We are going to have some videos going over the CAN bus IO and some of the other stuff real soon. So I know you guys will want to check out some of that cool stuff. And then we'll get back to the, you know, the Corvette, get some stuff done on the Z06. But let's go ahead and hot rod it on the way out of here. What do you say? Woo! Baby, wagging the dog. Listen, you guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.